Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Today we are very fortunate to have with us Her Grace Aditi Mataji for the Bhakti Sangha Japa newsletter interview for the month of February. And so let me read a small introduction about Mataji. So Her Grace Aditi Mataji is from Pune, who has relocated to Canada in 2004, and she is associated with ISKCON since 1987. Haribol, that's a great, that's a great thing. So she's very senior to us all. So ISKCON, and she's also, Mataji is also a ISKCON Life membership from ISKCON Pune Temple since 1987, and she has done her Bachelor Arts from Pune. And Mataji has educated from Foodcraft Institute Garment College of Pune, and she has got IATA certification by International Air Transport Association Pune. She is owning travel agency business, which by the name of Angel Travels in Pune, and at present Mataji is in Edmonton, Canada, working for the federal government, and she has started a small business in 2020 during the time of Corona period, which is by the name of Govinda's Kitchen, to keep Krishna consciousness in mind, which caters to devotees and non-devotees. And she's very happy to provide this Sattvic food prasad, which is no onion and no garlic. And Mataji is having 2 daughters, and everyone is living in Edmonton, Canada. And I'm so happy to say that Mataji is very good cook who is running her own restaurant. Thank you so much, Mataji. And today we are very fortunate to have your association. Welcome to the call, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Please accept my humble obeisances. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj. Am I audible, Mataji? Can you hear me?
Yes, Mataji, very much. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Mataji, for inviting me today in this platform, which is such an auspicious and divine platform. I'm not even qualified. I don't know why you called me here, but really grateful, and my gratitude to you and all the Vaishnavis. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you so much, Mataji, for accepting this invitation. First of all, being such a senior devotee, so you are so humble. That's what the quality which I had seen in you, and you are really very good at your services, which you are doing on Bhakti Sangha. So let's start on the topic of the interview, like how you had come into Krishna consciousness.
Okay, it's a long story, but I'll make it short. So in 1997, I was very young, newly married, but I was religious ever since I was growing up, because I come from a Brahmin family. So we had all that religious activities every time there was a utsav, whenever there was a festival going on, whether it was in the temple or at home. And I would sing also, in the temple. We had a Ram, a temple very close to our house. So early morning, we would wake up listening to the bell of mandir, So, yeah, so being religious was something which was inculcated in me, maybe from birth. But as I grew up, then, you get a bit, bewildered because you are growing up. But when I got married in 1987, in my neighborhood, one of the friends, they invited me for a home program, satsang. So I went for the satsang, and as I sat through that satsang, this was a ISKCON satsang home program, and they had invited all the ISKCON devotees and Pune ISKCON temple president, Manihara Prabhu. That time, Manihara Prabhu used to be the ISKCON temple president. He was from England, actually, from London. He's a white devotee. So I was actually very, very mesmerized. And I when I was listening to his pravachan also, I just kept thinking, he's not brown. I mean, he's not an Indian, right? How can he know so much about our Bhagavad Gita? He's speaking Sanskrit, he's saying all the shlokas. And I was just like, taken back. And I just couldn't imagine somebody not from a Hindu religion adapting our own culture. So I kept listening to the kirtan, and I sing since childhood, and I love singing. I did my classical sangeet also. So I love to sing. So when they were doing the kirtana, I was also singing along with them, and not very softly, loudly, because I was enjoying that every moment. And at the same time, just to let you know, I was pregnant as well. I was carrying my first daughter. Yeah. So I don't know, within me, I just I was experiencing something very divine. So soon after we finished his pravachan, the lecture ended. And then, everybody was taking prasadam, But I just reached out to Manihar Prabhuji. I just offered my obeisances. I did Dandavat Pranam. And then I said, I have no idea, what ISKCON is. Can you just brief me, explain, although you did explain. So, he started talking to me. And I said, and then he had mentioned about the life membership, that if anybody's interested, and I just jumped to it. I said, I want that life membership, And he said, okay, it looks like you're very excited. I said, no, I'm more than excited. It's so interesting, the way you were talking about our Shastras. What happened is the very next day, I see, few devotees, they came, they just visited me in my house. He took my address and everything. He said, don't worry, you don't have to come to the temple, because he could see I was carrying, I was expecting my first child. He said, don't worry, I will send some devotees. So I saw one Mataji, Bhakti Devi Dasi. She was also very young. She came along with two other Prabhujis to my house, and they came and they just gave me prasadam. And then I wrote just a check to them, for the life membership, and you won't believe that at that time, 1987, life membership was only for 5,000 rupees. Today it's gone up. But I just took the membership, and since then I started going to the temple. They said we have program in the temple every Sunday. We have feast as well. I didn't know all about this. What was feast? What was the program? Nothing. So I went there, and just to let you know, this temple, which is in Pune camp, this temple land was donated by the Malhotras. I'm sure all of us have read in the book, the land in Pune, which is the first temple. Now we have quite a few temples with the grace of Krishna, and I'm so glad. So this land is 35 acres of land which belong to the Malhotras, who came after the partition. They came from Rawalpindi, Pakistan. They're Hindus. They were businessmen, and they moved to India as refugees, and then they were struggling in Delhi, but then they thought, let's move somewhere else. And then they moved to Mumbai, Bombay, and then gradually they moved to Pune. And they started their small store there, because in Rawalpindi, Malhotra, their father owned, business. They came from a business background. And that's the time when this Malhotras, they met our Bhakti, Srila Prabhupada. It's way back. Now we read those things in the book, and I feel so blessed that I was associated with this temple. And these Malhotras, they donated this land to Srila Prabhupada. And they donated one of their guest house also, which is in Mahabaleshwar. And yes, because, when it used to be warm and hot, then they would go to Mahabaleshwar and stay there, do the Harinam Kirtan and everything, and it's still there. So, God bless Malhotra. They departed, both the brothers, S.P. Malhotra and Bari Malhotra. Now, this is again a story. I'm going to cut it short. I know I'm taking a lot of time, Mataji, but nobody asked me all these things till today. And I'm so happy.
It's good, Mataji. It's good you're sharing. We are also knowing Leelamrita, we have read only in the book, so it's good to hear live.
I know.
Please go ahead, Mataji. Please go ahead.
Thank you. And when this, all the devotees, they visited me at home, I felt so gratitude and so thankful that why did they come all the way, to my house? I could have gone to the temple, but they were so divine. So I started going for the home program. So one of my friend in Pune, I mean, she lives in our neighborhood even now. We are best friends. We share the same birthday and everything. So she said, there is a Sankirtan. And she knew I was very religious otherwise also. So she said, there is a Sankirtan. चलेगी तुम हमारे साथ? चलो हम चलते हैं आज. I said, बिल्कुल. I said, we will go. She said, and there is Hari Nam Kirtan, और तुम तो गाती भी हो, तुम्हें बहुत अच्छा लगेगा. So I said, okay, we will go. So I was all set and excited that, I'm going for Hari Nam Sankirtan. So this Hari Nam Sankirtan was organized by Mr. Malhotra, Barry Malhotra. Yes, and these are the, so grateful people who donated that land to Srila Prabhupada. So we went there, and the kirtan was really, really very, very, mesmerizing, like how it has always been. And I saw the devotees jumping and they were dancing. I've never seen something like this. It was just like a rock show for me, even in, I was enjoying every moment. So that's how we started this. He used to have this every Tuesday, this home program. It would be like a roster, and today in somebody's house, and then next week in somebody. And that's how I gradually joined them. And the most surprising thing, I didn't even know who these Malhotras were. I didn't even know he was the great man who donated this land and, all these things. And just to let you know, they are the same Malhotra group who started the Wakefield company. The custard, I think even in your, UAE, Wakefield products are flooded in the supermarket and everywhere, not only in India. So they started this Wakefield product. And at that time, Brown and Paulson was the English brand, which was sold in India. And they were the second vendors who started this custard powder. And till date, Wakefield products are still in the market. It's not only the custard powder, now they have diversified and they have so many products, So just to let you know, these are the same Malhotra group who own the Wakefield, group, and it's international now. So this is how it went on. I kept going on. Then, my daughter was born. And when my daughter was born, I couldn't go to the temple, but the devotees would come home and give me prasadam, and I chanted during my whole pregnancy, because that's what the temple president, Manihar Prabhu told me, that do the chanting and you'll see how your daughter will be so beautiful, her mind will be beautiful. And I just obeyed all those instructions, So it was very, very, overwhelming for the others to see me, this transformation. They said, "Ye pagal ho gayi hai," So having the
that's the word which we get first of all, Mataji.
हम तो पागल हैं कृष्ण के दीवाने. So
but we're happy to be mad in Krishna consciousness.
Yeah. So the journey began. It was a beautiful journey. Journey is so beautiful, and I would always take the senior citizens along with me every Sunday for the program. There was some senior citizens, they had some problems in the home, they would always talk to me. So I said, why not take them to the temple? At least that 2 hours will give them peace. They'll eat prasadam. They'll listen to Harinam Kirtan. They'll listen to the pracharam, the classes. And that made me very happy, doing something for the community. and I would just take them. So that's how it kept going. And then I was involved in so many service to mankind. I used to do a lot of social work, whether it was for the seniors home. So it was service in every kind, whether in the temple, I would go to the temple. And, in Pune, in the beginning, the temple program, they would start around at with the Aarti, in the noon. And the classes would go on till 1.5 hours. And after that, the prasadam would be served, but the prasadam would be massive. It's like a buffet. It was awesome. And during that time, I'm talking about way back, 30 years ago. But later on, they saw, but that prasadam was also attraction, right? It would really attract the other non-devotees. They would come eat prasadam and just go away. Class ke liye koi nahi baithta tha. Then what the president decided, he said, no, we will give coupon to each devotee or non-devotee who comes and who sits throughout the, class. They get to have the prasadam. But that was one thing which was good. And then we saw that gradually the crowd increased, and then we had more and more people. And today that temple has such a big crowd. I mean, we have Janmashtami and all, so it goes on. What happened is then later on, my children started growing. I was, attached with the mandir, but I could not give so much time because the children were growing. But these are all excuses, Mataji. I didn't have time, I'm saying. These are excuses. I could have, but then having mother-in-law, everybody around, we are in Grahastha. And I was young also. So sometimes there were a lot of challenges in my life. People talking about it, look at this. I mean, she's ignoring her family and she's just doing the religious thing. So there are a lot of challenges we come through in our life, in this spiritual journey, But in between, like when we give up, we don't make our choices. That's the wrong thing we do. We need to make our choices. And later on, because I went into my business, I started my business. And through business, I started doing the pracharam too. I started talking about our ISKCON temple and I started inviting my big business acquaintance to the temple and to get donations from them, So this is how I was still connected. Every time I would visit England, London, I would go to Bhakti Vedanta Swami's manor in London and enjoy it over there also, Sunday program, And when I would see the things they do over there with the white devotees, that would inspire me more, motivate me more. That look at them, they are not even from our, culture, but how they have adopted our culture. This is all Srila Prabhupada, who has his hard work, we get to see that now. This pracharam, which he has done, all his, old age, he was so old, he never thought about his health. He never thought about anything. All he thought about our dharma. And this is what kept me going. And then I really relocated to Canada. And after relocating, I was devastated. I was totally devastated, Mataji, because I thought, why Krishna is taking me away from my motherland? I belong to India, my motherland, which is Bharat. I said, I took my birth there. And oh, Krishna, I would always talk to him and I would fight with him. Some days I had tears in my eyes that this is what you want me to do, get detached from you. And this is why you brought me in this country.
Mataji. Maybe you had that for a few days, maybe.
Right.
Separation.
Yeah, exactly. And I felt as like a separation, and this separation was pulling me down, I mean, I didn't know what to do because it is the materialistic life, the Maya, I said, am I here for the money, for Lakshmi? I had that back home. Why am I here? But I had my reasons to come here because my husband was Canadian citizen, and when the children were born in India, right? So they were not born in Canada. So we had to make a decision before they turned teenagers. just to keep up with the citizenship, but I don't know what it was worth of, I mean, but that's became. So every time I just prayed to Krishna, I said, oh dear Krishna, you separated me from my motherland, and you are the one who's going to again attach me. And I would only talk to him, so the mundane life began, and, work, home, work, home, work, home. And one fine day I said, no, I got to find out. There should be temples over here. And then I started, researching. And to my life, I found our ISKCON temple here in Edmonton. Very old. Yeah, but this temple is affiliated. It's not a registered temple, but whatever, they are doing everything what ISKCON temple does, right? So I was very happy. I started going to my Edmonton temple. And that's how my journey again started here. And then I thanked my dear Krishna again to, bring me to that spiritual life again. And, life has been very beautiful. And I think the most beautiful thing what happened was during our COVID time, when the coronavirus, I think for me, this is the best, that was a
blessing.
It may not have been for the others who suffered, but for me, I was blessed because I got Bhakti Sangha Japa group.
Very well.
And I mean, if
how you got connected to Bhakti Sangha, Mataji?
Yes, it was, I got connected. So this is again a magical story. Magic happens when you're a Krishna devotee. And I truly believe in that. This is all magic. This Murlidhar with his that flute, वो ऐसे घुमाते हैं और चमत्कार होते जाती है. So I was, there are devotees over here and they have other groups also. So there are quite a few devotees who are from Ujjain. If you know, Charu Maharaj started that temple and it was amazing. He built that temple in in 11 months time only. So all glories to Charu Maharaj, Hari Bol to him. He started this temple in Ujjain, and we have this group from Ujjain. And I joined because we had one devotee. Now he moved to Israel. He's a very young devotee. He's from Patna. So he started this group and he added me as well in that group. So as we used to listen to the classes, there used to be very short classes with, the young devotees who have joined. And it was very interesting to listen about their pastimes, like how they have challenges in life. They would talk about, all those challenges. And one day, the ISKCON temple, I think one of the pujaris, he shared Bhakti Sangha Japa group link. And I saw I don't remember distinctly whose lecture was that on that day. So when I just saw that, I said, okay, let me check it out. And I went on that link, but it was blank. There was nobody there. Maybe the class it was over or something. But I tried another day because it was written chanting, japa chanting. And I was very much interested in chanting. But since I moved over here, my chanting was not advancing. It was not progressing. The quality was really bad. It was very bad. It was like monotonous, jap kar rahe, karna hai, isliye kar rahe. But that rasa, that essence, it was missing, in that chanting. So one fine day, I would wake up early, and when during COVID time, there was some kind of, I don't know, that bhakti, that shakti, it was just like growing within me. I said, what's happening in this world? People are dying. And I couldn't just, there was a sadness, but this is what Kali Yuga is. It's Kali, the darkness, right? So I joined one fine day and I heard that chanting group, everybody's chanting. And I sat and I started chanting with the group. Until date, that that is now history. I've been chanting with Bhakti Sangha group. I wake up sometimes 3:30 in the morning or 4 o'clock in the morning, and the chanting has improved, Mataji. It is all, the greatness and all great. All glories to you, Vaishnavis, who started this, Japa group, Shama Gauri Mataji, Priti Vilasini Mataji. I don't even know them. I don't even know you, but I know you as a Krishna devotee. That is what our identification is. We don't need a label here. We are graduates. We are this. We are
our
that.
label is our Kantimala and Tilak Mataji. Seeing that, we can know, okay, this is our community. That's all.
This is our, ye hamari pehchan hai, right? And I'm so grateful to you all that, you're doing wonderful, wonderful service, Mataji. And I don't know, one fine day, Shama Gauri Mataji just texted me. And I said, oh my God, I'm a fallen soul. Why did she ask me to do something? But when somebody will ask you to do service, you never say no. You never say no, right? So I said, yes, I will do. And since then, it has been such a beautiful journey, chanting every morning, listening to the classes. Even, I shared this link with so many devotees here. Some have joined, some didn't. It's okay. It's their choice, right? So, but then I still have 1 or 2 devotees who, join every day, and I feel so happy, because we get to hear the speakers who are a superstar. We look at them like the other look at the Bollywood stars. We look at them as a superstar.
Yes, exactly.
They are the star. They are doing so much of pracharam, So we are nothing. We are nothing. We are just trying. Hum to abhi bhi prayas kar rahe. Our sadhana, the sadhana takes so many years for many, like me, it takes so many years to get there, even to do a proper chanting, Mataji. Yeah.
Hari Bol, Mataji. That's really wonderful to hear your journey in Krishna consciousness. How much you had gone through, and very nice to hear you how you have got connected to Bhakti Sangha also. So now just tell me, Mataji, what were the challenges that you had met in your life in the starting of your Krishna consciousness? As you had mentioned in your talk that you had faced so many challenges. Yes, for neophyte devotees, it's really a big challenge to go through this spiritual journey. So if you share the challenges that you had met and how we have overcome in short, so it will be helpful for the neophytes like me to follow that. And also how your family is connected in Krishna consciousness, how your family, your husband, your children see you.
Yes, Mataji, we all are different individuals in our own way, right? We all are not the same, like our 5 fingers, they're not the same. So similarly in family, 5 ungli hoti hai, but they are not the same. So when there were challenges not only in my family, in my family, like I'm not talking about my Prabhu, my husband or my daughters, they never interfered. Yeah, because when we were in India also, my husband was such a busy businessman, right? He hardly had any time. Like, how when you're in business, you have to leave the house in the morning and then we don't know what time you're coming back. Same happened with me when I was in my own business, but I always tried to keep Krishna in the center. And maybe that's why Krishna has done little bit daya gayi un pe mujh pe, because every time we do something, we need to keep Krishna in the center, even in our karma bhumi, because that is our materialistic life, right? But if we place Krishna in the center, that we are doing this for Krishna, right? We are cooking for Krishna. We are doing everything like for Krishna, everything. This eating, this every morsel, this every bite is for Krishna, because he has given this. Without him, nothing will happen. We are not the doers, he's the doers. I always believed in this, Mataji, but more my family did not. But yes, my friends, they always criticized. It came to a stage, because I don't eat onion garlic. and they would think it's a natak, it's a natak, I said, so it be, let them think it's a natak, and they would feel like when I would go to somebody's house, if they have cooked with onion garlic, although they know I don't eat onion garlic, fir bhi banaya hai, but I have to honor that prashadam, no matter what it is. So I would honor the prashadam and say, no, thank you. Today I'm fasting because I can't offend anybody, right? Aaj kaun sa fast hai? Today is Wednesday. What fasting? I do know I fast. I would just say to, because I didn't want to offend somebody. But then there was criticism, like I said, ye pagal ho gayi hai, and all those things. So I faced so many challenges. I faced challenges in my family itself, like people started distancing from me, But that time, because I didn't read the Shastras, I would feel sad. How come people, they're just drifting away from me? But now I know Krishna was filtering all those people from my life. We don't need 100 friends. We need only one good friend. That one good friend is good enough for you. We do not need so many people in our life. We need only few good people to associate with. That I didn't realize at that time because, I was young, but at the same time, I wanted to, be in spiritualism. I want to go to Hardwar. I want to have a dip in that Ganges. Mujhe wahan nahana hai. Mujhe Vrindavan jana hai. I had all those things in my mind, but for them, we want to go to US, we want to go to London, we want to go here, to show off that now we are going abroad, and people would do that, but my heart was always in the dham. I want to go there, I want to be with the devotees. I don't want to do kirtana. But when I saw this is not happening, I started having home program in my own house. I said, let even one person come, it's okay. Hum kirtan karenge. And like I told you with Malhotra's group, I had a group already, So I didn't need this mundane group of people. So I made my choice, Mataji. I made my choices. We need to make our choices in life. Jinhe pasand nahi hai, let it be. You do what you want to do in your life. You make your choices. If we all at one point in our life, we worship the demigods, we still respect them. We respect all our demigods, they are also all avatars, they're manifestations, right? Like we say Shiva, there are so many Shiv bhaktas, they will criticize me. Ki Shiv is the, ucha sannyas hai. Theek hai, bhai, he is the greatest devotees. We believe in that, we believe in that. Krishna believed he was a very big, greatest devotee, right? So never challenge them what they are doing. That's what I learned. You just make choices in your life. There will be challenges in your life, Mataji. There will be challenges from Prabhus in our life. But before, my lips used to be never sealed. I would argue with them. But now, seal. Do what you want quietly. Don't worry what others have to say. Let them do what they want to do. Let them say what they want to do. But yes, there are some serious things happening also in family and grahastha life. I have seen where the families are all against you. In that case, what do? You look after your grahastha. Being in grahastha, still you can do it. Try to maintain and prioritize kariye. Like you have your own time for your spiritual life, have your own time for your grahastha life, but don't just give away all your life, all your Krishna bhakti, because there will be a time when nobody will be around you except for Krishna. Your children, जिनके लिए आप अपना सब कुछ त्याग कर रहे हैं, वही बच्चे पता नहीं कल क्या करेंगे आपके साथ. I'm not trying to go against my children or anybody's children, but you don't know. This is Kali Yuga. We have seen children betraying their parents, taking away their property, not looking after them, sending them to the Vriddhashram. So we are seeing all these things. This is Kali Yuga, Mataji.
Yes, yes, Mataji. Whatever you say is 100% right. We have to balance both spiritual and material life. It's really very difficult, but still Krishna will give us the strength. That's what I understand.
Yes, Mataji. We need to make our choices, no matter how many challenges you come through. But the only faith in Krishna will keep you going. And that's my belief. That's my opinion, because I have experienced that, and today where I'm in Grahastha. I don't know, Vanaprastha is another stage, which we all should practice, I mean, 50 after 50, they say, and I'm in peace in this Vanaprastha, still being in Grahastha.
Thank you, Mataji. That's really very wonderful. So I just want to know, like, what services you are doing in the temple at present, or apart from, I know that you are doing the bhoga for the Lord, and in Bhakti Sangha, like you are doing the greeting services. And apart from that, what are the services you're doing both on Bhakti Sangha and in the temple? And what is your inspiration of Bhakti Sangha?
My inspiration is all of you, Mataji. You all are my inspiration. Srila Prabhupada inspiration. Guru Maharaj is my inspiration. But in the temple, we have so many, by the grace of Krishna, by the grace of our Guru Maharaj and Srila Prabhupada, we have a lot of devotees in Edmonton. We have, and everybody is just, want to do service, right? And my service is cooking bhoga, because I have been a very good since my childhood.
Share your recipes also, Mataji, sometime when you are free.
So it's my passion. From the age of 13, I think I could cook a full-fledged meal, So it's also, and today I only cook for Krishna, So whenever there is an event, whenever there is a utsav, may it be, Gita Jayanti, or we recently had a utsav also, we have. Yes. So I just cook bhoga. I love to cook bhoga, do the offerings, and, distribute prasadam. I like to say, I love singing kirtan, and I love to do the book distribution, Mataji. That is so close to my heart. Whoever comes across to me for prasadam or for anything, I have my Bhagavad Gita ready there as it is for them, So so I've been doing a lot of book distribution lately, because I get I come across so many students, the youth, who are our future, and if we try to distribute these books to the youth, I think we will be helping them, in their money, everything. And I was so surprised. There is one student, international student, who moved from Dubai over here, and he got associated with me because this is all Krishna's mercy, right? A Vaishnava will always be associated with another Vaishnava somehow, and this is all, his mercy. So when I learned he doesn't eat onion and garlic, just an 18-year-old kid, I was so touched. I gave him the books. He reads at least one shloka every day. So there are students, there are youth who are in spiritual life, but maybe for some other the reason they are not able to focus. So we need to show them the way, in small way. I'm a fallen soul, I'm nothing, but the little bit what we have learned from our bhakti, from our Krishna bhakti, from our Bhakti Shastri, we need to spread that awareness, in the youth. And so the temple, well, wherever you do Sankirtan, it's temple. Like Bhakti Sangha group is a temple, right? Vrindavan will be wherever there is Harinam Sankirtan. It's Vrindavan, Mataji.
Yeah, our Bhakti Sangha, as you said, it's virtual temple, Mataji. So, and that's really great, which connects all of us. So from all over the world, and knowing all senior devotees like you. And Krishna is really very merciful that he's bringing all of us close together through this Bhakti Sangha Japa group. Thank you so much, Mataji. It was really a very wonderful to have you on the call, and really very glad to know about your journey in Krishna consciousness. And as you said, you are a good Kirtaniya. I just want a small Kirtan from you, and then we can wrap up this call. Just for a minute, Mataji.
Krishna, it's all about Krishna. Like, I just sing all the time. While cooking also I sing, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna.
That's really very wonderful, Mataji. And next time we won't leave you on Bhakti Sangha. Whenever we have time, you have to give a kirtan at that time. So thank you so much, Mataji. It's really wonderful. I'm really very happy after having a very good, deep talk with you with such a realized soul. You are really such a realized soul, and you really care for all others of this world who are Krishna's souls. So thank you for giving your time and association to this Bhakti Sangha, and to me today for giving this interview. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Mataji, thank you, Mataji, for giving me this opportunity. And please bless me that I always follow the footpath of Srila Prabhupada and my Guru Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Hare Bol. Everyone, we have to see